Morning, ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. We have now reached our top four, my top four favorite tanks in the game. So of course we had a look at number 5, my 5th favorite, which was of course this tank right here, the Ritter. Absolutely a brilliant tank. It really is a fun tank to play. But today we are looking at number 4, which we're going to go to tier 10. We are going to go to mediums, and it has to be this tank right here. It is, of course, the FV4002. Now, I could have actually put the Centurion 7.1 instead of its place. Some people do prefer the Centurion 7.1. Has the same gun. I mean, I personally prefer the FV4002. Maybe because the speed of it is really, really nice. Wargaming buffed it a while ago. They buffed its armor profile. So nowadays, the FV4002 is a beautiful tank. But of course, it is really only a beautiful tank if you know how to play it. If you don't know how to play it, it isn't a fantastic tank. It's only good if you know really how to use the Hesh. Yes, this thing has Hesh, and that is what makes the tank. It really, really does. So looking at the stats of the tank, the turret is 245 millimeters. Now, the turret isn't the strongest of turrets, but it's got the gun mantlet especially. It is a difficult tank to pen. Like, if you make it hard for the enemy, then yeah, you will be able to actually get some bounces on that turret. Like, you can't really rely on the armor, but you can actually get bounces on that turret. Your hull is 121 millimeters as well. The upper plate is quite thick, so again, you will be able to get some bounces, especially from other mediums or light tanks. You will be able to get some bounces. The side of the turret is actually fairly strong as well for what it is, at 196 millimeters thick. DPM, we're looking at just over 3,000. So we are running with calibrated shells, and there of course is a reason we're running with calibrated shells, and that is because of Hesh. Anything with the proper Hesh, you have to run with calibrated shells because it really does help with the penetration. So yes, we are losing DPM running it with calibrated shells, but if things go your way, you're actually getting better DPM because the majority of your shots will be Hesh. It's not often you'll be using AP with this round, of course against heavy tanks, but the idea of using this tank is to get around the enemy, not in front of them, getting around. And even frontally, there is still a lot of tanks you can penetrate with that Hesh. So your DPM, yes, is 3,000, but if you are running with Hesh and only Hesh, then you can get over 4,000 DPM with this tank. So yeah, it's definitely worth using that Hesh and using that calibrated shells. So your reload time is 6.88 seconds. Your penetration is 268 on your AP and 231 with Hesh. So yes, normally your premium rounds has more penetration, but again, because it's Hesh, you have more alpha instead of the penetration. So that is how Hesh works. That is why people love the Hesh, because of the alpha. So yeah, 231 HE pen. Also, your cheap Hesh is 116. So to be honest, yes, you can penetrate obviously things like grills and stuff, but I usually don't even bother. I've got enough credits, so it doesn't really bother me about using credits. So I normally just use the most expensive HE. That's just me. If you don't have a lot of credits, then yeah, you might want to use that cheaper HE. So you've got a 350 alpha on your standard, on your AP, 440 on both Heshes, which is why, of course, you want to get that Hesh out as much as possible. With the penetration that it's got, honestly, you will be able to pen a lot of tanks. And you'll also find yourself, when you play it correctly, you won't even use any AP. All your shots will be Hesh. which hopefully we will see in a couple of my games. So your aim time is okay at 3.3, the same as your gun dispersion at 0.308. Nothing too special, but it's okay. You also have 10 degrees of gun depression with now a top speed of 60 kilometers per hour. This used to be 50, but Wargaming have buffed the speed and now it is 60, which does make all the difference. So we've just got the one game for you today. In fact, I had two games, but considering I've been talking for the last 5 minutes, and this game is pretty long, so we're just going to have the one game, but this is a pure example, like just how good this tank can actually be. And if you are using the Hesh, it's not a bad tank to carry in. It's like, it really isn't a bad medium tank to carry in. You're again, played correctly, you can bully other mediums. Yes, you don't have the DPM that other mediums have got, looking around 3,500, but compared to the other mediums, like, they don't have armor. They don't have a lot of armor, apart from obviously the E50M. But even the E50M, you can still penetrate from side on, and you can penetrate the lower plate. So if you are using your Hesh, you actually out DPM them. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So of course, as I said at the start, like, because of your Hesh, you always want to try to focus using that Hesh. Of course, here from this range against that T57, I'm not going to try and use the Hesh from this range. I mean, you could, if you get the good opportunity and they're stayed still, they're not moving, then yeah, of course, you can try to get that Hesh out. But I'm just being patient. I'm waiting. I was actually waiting for the light tank to come at me, but yeah, I'm looking like I'm on my own. Don't know why I went for that shot there, but here comes the T100 light. So of course I do want to be very weary of him, but I have caught a base, so base A is all down to my points. But we are now losing on supremacy points, and we are losing on tanks. Now that shot there doesn't show just how good this tank actually is, but now I'm spotted. I'm like, okay, I need to make a move because they do have a tank destroyer that is currently not spotted, and there he is, the grill. At first I thought he was AFK, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to farm him, but then he took that shot and I'm like, okay, damn it. I've got the T100 pushing towards me. He is a one shot or maybe a two shot, so I just need to be very, very careful. So of course I'm going to go for the T57. I'm not going to shoot Hesh. I'm going to shoot AP there because I didn't want to just do some splash damage. It is now a 3 versus 6. Again, because the T100 light has his side on, I don't want to just splash his tracks. It's going to be a 2-shot regardless. So when someone is around 700 or 800 hit points, or say 700, then yeah, that's probably not worth using Hesh. You might as well use the AP because regardless, he is still going to be a 2-shot. So again, you just have to think about it when you're using HE. So do carry enough Hesh and do carry enough AP. So now it is a 2 versus 3. I was going to go to the right side, but my Minotaur here is destroying the Hurry, and they're all going to push this guy. So I need to help him. Like, he's not got many hit points left, and I need to help him as much as possible. And that shot there, I mean, I was a bit gutted that I missed that shot because of I missed that shot. The Hurry was able to bring that Minotaur down to a 1-shot. So now because of that, I mean, it is going to be a lot harder because now this T57 has still 2 shells remaining. If he wouldn't have took out the Minotaur, he would have only had 1 shell remaining. But at this point, I don't really want a fight from this range. I don't know where the other guy is. So I'm just going to relocate. I have plenty of time left on the clock. I've got 4 kills, 600 block damage, and I've now got 3,100 damage. So I want to look for the FV215B as well. And most importantly, I want to keep them separated. I don't want them together because I've only got 1,000 hit points. If the T57 comes at me, I am a 1-click to him. So I do need to be very, very careful. So I'm going to go through C now, and I'm thinking, what I'm doing here, I don't really want to cap the base as much, but what I want to do, what I'm actually planning to do is to stop their points. And you can see their points have stopped because they were beating me. So as soon as now I might as well cap the base. But my whole idea there was to, at least for me to get more supremacy points than them. So I'll just ease the pressure. So you can see there the Hesh shot at the bottom plate of that FV215B. And again, we go for the AP because we're thinking he's a one shot, and of course we only freaking track him. So that was a bit gutted there, but we do manage to clear him. So now that's made it a bit difficult for me because I'm a two shot. But at this point, I don't want to risk anything. We are just about to win on supremacy points. Yes, it would be nice to have that extra sort of 600 damage. I prefer the win. I prefer the win at this point, and because of me sort of relocating, we did manage to get the victory. 4.3k damage, 5 kills, 1600 base XP, and for me, a very nice mastery badge. And yeah, that is what this tank can do. Very, very good tank when played correctly. Again, you have to know how to use the Hesh. If you don't really know how to use the Hesh, I wouldn't use it. It does have the other gun that you can use if you want. If you're not used to the Hesh, it does have the heat gun, so you can change it if you really, really want. In fact, the heat gun does actually have better DPM, standard DPM. Well, not too much, but it has heat, or it has more penetration. Sorry, as you can see there, 99 more penetration with the heat. Me personally, I prefer the Hesh. I absolutely love the Hesh, and if it wasn't for the Hesh, this would nowhere near be in my top 10. But as it is, fantastic tank. I love it. It is at number 4. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will see you all tomorrow for number 3. Bye-bye. With